Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit about the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. This is my first time doing this, so please excuse me, and it's about the 10,000th time that I'm doing this video because I've messed up so many times. But anyway, when I first heard the story come out, I was the first one to judge him, the first one to call him out and say, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Why don't you donate your time and money into the communities? And the more that I looked into the story, the more I read about it, and the more I spoke to people, I actually found out that he actually donates time and money into the communities. I also learned that he spoke out to a lot of the veterans and asked for a solution on how to not lose sight on what he's trying to fight for, but at the same time show his respect to the veterans. And it was actually the veterans who came to his aid and said, listen, instead of sitting, why don't you kneel? That's how the whole kneeling thing came into place. I feel like a lot of people are using the veterans as an excuse to be hateful. They are using racial slurs and anger and hate to try to get their point across. And for me, I think that is more disrespectful to this country than him not standing for the national anthem. Because the beautiful thing about this country is that he has every right to protest the way he feels necessary. These veterans and these troops have sacrificed their lives and their being so that Colin can speak up the way he feels he needs to speak up. I don't necessarily agree with Colin 100%. There's some things that, I don't agree with. I don't agree with the socks with the pigs and the police hat on them. I feel like it represents that all cops are bad. And like we all know, all cops aren't bad. Just like all black people aren't bad. Just like all white people aren't racist. But I can understand his frustration. When you have so many good cops standing by watching this happen and not speaking out, they become a part of the problem, not the solution. These good cops should be able to stand up and say, listen, we're losing police officers because we have cops out there who aren't doing their jobs. We're losing innocent people because cops are not doing their jobs. We're losing mothers, daughters, sisters, brothers, uncles to police brutality. And there should be someone that stands up for these people. There should be good cops out there standing up, because if you're just standing by, you're becoming a part of the problem, not the solution. At some point, slavery was justified. People would just stand by and watch these things happen and thought that because they didn't own slaves or they didn't take part of it, they weren't doing anything wrong. Well, they were a part of the problem. It took one person to stand up and say, listen, something isn't right. Something has to change. Segregation. It took one person to stand up and say, this needs to change. Sexism. It took one person to stand up and say, women should be treated equally as men. It always just takes one person to stand up and to try to make a difference. Perfect example, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Two men who had the same goal, but did things completely different. Some people agreed with their methods, other people didn't. But at the end of the day, their goal was to bring equality for everyone. So just because we don't agree with the way people are doing things, it doesn't give us the right to be hateful and ignorant against them. Instead of doing that, we should sit back and try to understand where they are coming from. Instead of calling people names and calling them out, why not ask the question and ask why they are feeling the way they're feeling? There has to be open dialogue. People should be able to have these conversations. Again, like I said, I may not agree with the way people do things or the way people react to certain things, but it's their right. People react to their experiences different. I don't expect everyone to react to my experiences the same. So I just wanted to, put that out there. I hope I got my point across. Enjoy. Good night. Much love.